What we're going to do in this section is try to lean on the Dorian sound. Modal playing can tend to be a little jarring and a little theoretical, and I'm going to try to put it in a way that's kind of simple for you to understand. So we'll get started here. Basically, let me give you the chord progression we're going to be working with. And the chord progression that you heard on the initial track is A minor, or A minor 7, or A minor 9. And we could use them for our A minor chords. Of course, there's other chord voicings, and we'll talk about a few of those as we go along as well. The second chord is D9. And sometimes D7 works quite well. It's up to your own ears. If you're playing to the track and it's D9, certainly you can play the 7th chord because that's part of the chord construction. Well, if we just played the A minor 7 on these top 4 strings, right, we have those 4 notes. Drop this note down, D9. So I guess the point I'm making with all this is that the scale choices can be the same. In fact, you can even lean to that 6th note as an option. As far as playing in this kind of context, just to kind of show you, I'm sure you've heard that kind of chord, that kind of chord pairing there. That works great for the Dorian mode. Or think of it this way. If we're playing an A minor or a D9, we could play the G major scale entirely over that progression, or that 2-chord vamp. And it sounds fine, as I'll demonstrate with the track here in just a minute. So anyway, the other 2 chords we have is quite simply we're moving from G minor 7 to C7 or C9. Okay? So we got a couple different tonal centers. All right? The only thing different there is when we play our G minor 7 to C9, we're going to want to use our F major scales. Now, if you studied some of your major scale patterns, then you're all set for this. As you work on it, you know, what you're going to find is there's going to be these notes that are going to sound better than others. Obviously, if you're playing G major over the A minor 7, you're going to want to probably target some of these A notes, you know, kind of give it a strong resolution. So let me just kind of demonstrate. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can loop a progression, just staying on the A minor and D9. But before we do that, let me just mention the other chord at the end of the sequence, the G minor 7 and C9, was a E7 sharp 9. Now, the Jimi Hendrix chord, right? They got the sharp 9. And that brings you back around to the progression. So just make sure you got the chords there. So again, I'll play them for you. So we have the, notice sometimes too, I play the A minor 7 barring it like this, because oftentimes if I'm not using a pick or I tuck my pick between the fingers like this, I might play it like that. So I'm not worried about this 5th string. And as you may know already, a lot of jazz chords, jazz type chords, you're omitting the 5th string anyway. So if you see me play it like this, you can give it a try and play it that way as well. It's a very efficient chord way to voice that chord, because then you can have these fingers to play other notes around the scale. So you'll either see it that way or like that, okay? So let me go through the chords once more. Okay, of course that's not the rhythm, but those are the chords, so maybe you want to spend a minute and work on them. In the meantime, let me just Let's just spend a moment playing the A minor 7 and the D9. I'm going to play out of the 7th and 10th position here based on our C shape G chord. And let me just see if I can just throw some ideas together and I'll explain what I was doing.